Hello YouTube, it's Jack here from JDRC Network again, and today I'm going to be bringing you a little review on my little thingy in there. You guys probably know what that is if you know anything about RC cars really. It's kind of, I have to take the body out. It's kind of common in the RC world. Anyone who really knows stuff about 10 scales will definitely know about this. This is my Mamba Max Pro Short Course Truck Edition. It's the same thing as the Mamba Max Pro, except they slapped a different sticker on it. I servo taped it down to the chassis, and when I tried to take it off, the sticker came off, so I'm thinking of either getting a new one of those, or just leaving it off. I don't know. You guys tell me what looks better, with or without the sticker. So today I'm going to be doing a little review on that, as I said before. And if I didn't, too bad. This is a Mamba Max Pro. It's surprisingly a 60 amp ESC, and the Sidewinder is, I think, like a 40 amp, which is really strange because I can run really high power motors, like this Castle 2400 kV 4-pole 550 size cans, 36 by 72 or 74, something around there. But it can run something that size with ease. The ESC doesn't get hot. There's no problems with it so far. I would have to say it's pretty good for the size, but it's really surprising because it's a 60 amp and it's able to run high powered motors, and I've seen some guys put 8th scale motors onto this. But this is just going to be a review, so I'm not going to go over what other people have. I'm going to go over what I have. I have this hooked up to the motor I said earlier, and a SkyLipo 4400 milliamp 40C. I'm gonna do this. 40C. Doesn't show. It's a 3-cell. I've ran this thing on a 2-cell before. It's okay on a 2-cell. It goes about half the speed, and Castle says on their site that it's I don't know, it's efficiency. Where it's most efficient is within 3 to 5 cell or 3 to 4 cell lipos. So I'm running a 3-cell in here. I got that specifically when I got this because it was too slow on the 2-cell. So I went over that it's a 60 amp. I went over what its efficiency is. Running this pretty much full throttle for the entire battery pack, the temperature only gets up to around 110 degrees. Which is really good considering that it's running on a 550 size motor, and that's a pretty big motor for an ESC like this. Well, actually, it's not big for this ESC, but it's a big motor for a car like this. So there's that. The BEC that comes in here is a 1 or 2 amp BEC, which is crap. I'll just have to say that it's crap. In most of them, they're like 5 or 6 amps. So I had to buy a separate Castle Creations BEC here. It just adds a couple more wires and inconvenience, but that's it. It's fine. I haven't had problems with it. As you can see, it's a little muddy right there and dirty. I ran this thing in mud pretty much, and it, like I said in an earlier video, the mud completely covered up the back to where you couldn't see any of it. It was just blocking everything, and it got all in the ESC. So I took it apart, cleaned it out. People have been saying that this thing is incredibly water phobic, like it will short out if you have mist in the air, and that hasn't happened to me yet. I guess people just had bad luck with it, or I've had good luck. One of the two's happened. So as you can see, in a car like this, it has a semi-small footprint, which means like how much room it takes up. It's just a tiny bit bigger than the receiver, but not by much. It's basically where the wires come out that makes it a lot more. You're going to hear something annoying, and that's just my servo in a second. Hold on. Okay. So that twitching is my servo, that's not the ESC, don't worry. It comes with a little switch here, and cut off the tabs to it, so you can see, because those just got in the way of me mounting it. I had it in a smaller spot before, but not too long ago I had put on the MIP, or a while ago I put on the MIP chassis kit, and then I ran it in mud, and I thought, wow, that gets dirty. So I put on the cowling that comes with it. As you can see there, it says MIP. Can't read that well, but it says it right there. There's the P, it's the I, and you can kind of see the M. Go ahead and angle. Anyways, it comes with a little hole here, so airflow can go into the fan. So I stuck the switch out here, and I just shut it off. This thing's crap, I'm gonna unplug it. This thing's really easy to program. I emailed Castle about this because I was too stupid not to look in the instruction manual for this. It says on page, well, it comes with, let's just say it comes with a great guide. It can do manual programming, which basically means you turn it on, and before you turn that on, this has to be on. You hold down the trigger until it goes through the little cycle, that sound 4 times, twice. So it'll do that 8 times. Then you get into manual programming, which means you can program all of these settings without having to buy Castle Link. And that's a big disappointment with this. To do any hardcore programming with it, you'll need to buy a Castle Link system, which is $20. A lot of the other things like Speed Passion come with a programming card, which I really appreciate. I don't have that, but if I got one, I think that'd be great because I wouldn't have to go and buy something for it. But you can do reversing and braking, which is reverse lockout, and all that means is if I have the radio sorry, there was a notification on my phone. If I have the radio like this, and I'm doing full throttle, and then I decide to hit brakes, it's not gonna stop and then go backwards if I hold down brakes. What that means is I have to hold brakes, let go, and go again to go in reverse. That way I don't jump. You can do brake amount. You can do reverse amount, punch control, drag brake, throttle deadband, which is on this it would be something like this is full throttle, and barrel. I'm gonna have to set this down so you guys can see easily. And moving it like this, if you have setting 5, the smallest, you move it like this, and it will start kicking in because it's such a tiny throttle deadband. It has voltage cutoff, which I did the auto lipo because it goes from 5, 6, 9, 12, which is okay. I'm not going to be running it off of that. I'm going to just run it off of auto. That way I don't screw it up. Motor timing, I put it to lowest because when I ran this thing before, hold on. I'm turning it on real quick. And I'm going to flip it upside down so you guys can see this. When I was running it before, see how it had that kick? Like, if you look at the radio, the initial punch would be throttle control or throttle punch control, which is set to disabled by default. If you had it on normal or high here, what it would do is it would jump like this immediately. Or if it focuses, it would jump like that immediately, and I didn't like that. So I switched the setting to lowest. And crap, I need to reprogram it. And then they have motor type, which is brushless. It can also do brushed with reversing. I'm gonna let this focus for you. And brushed high power, which has no reverse. It just has brakes, and that's if you're doing something like crawling, which I assume you'd want the reverse, but I don't know, maybe if you're doing racing that only allows you to run a what's it called, 17 turn brush motor. I don't know. But yeah, you'd probably want to do the brushed reversing, which means all you have to do is plug in two of the wires, and like I think it's the red and the black wire, and you don't have to touch any of the others for that. So there's that. But anyways, the little driver's ed guide that they give you, it's amazing. It tells you every single little thing about the ESC you need to know. And down in the back here, oh, there's a little ad for Castle. In the back here, it tells you about the settings, like what is punch control, or reverse amount, cutoff voltage, deadband. That's still cutoff voltage. Motor type. Here, if you guys can pause the video and read this if that tells you about the motor types. And here is brushed high power, if you guys want to pause it. They have some FAQs, frequently asked questions, and the little website link here. It's not a link because it's not online. Anyways, there's a little manual for it. This is the motor. And when I flip this back over, you can also see that it's not very tall. It's about as tall as a 3-cell 4400. Maybe a little bit taller. Actually, not really. From my angle, it's about the same height. From this angle, it looks higher. It doesn't matter. It's pretty small. And it can run huge motors. I wouldn't recommend any motor over this, but this itself is a huge motor. So there's that. So that's going to be my review today, guys, for the Castle Creations Mamba Max Pro. If you enjoyed the commentary, please press that like button. Subscribe. And if you have any questions, post in the comment section below, and I'll see you all later.